Well, hello there, friends. Welcome back to the garage. Grab your cup of coffee, because I'm Paulie, and this is Paulie's Power Hour. Alright friends, so here we are, back in the garage, of course, and what I have behind me is the bitchin' Camaro. Yes, my 1992 25th Anniversary Heritage Edition Camaro Rally Sport. And as you can see, it's in primer. That's something you missed because I was really in a hurry and I needed to drive the car, so that's unfortunately something you got to miss. But don't feel bad because I got to prime it again, because if you look, it's not quite perfect yet, right? Like, I got a bunch of these little things I'm going to fill and fix, and then I'm going to block sand the car, and then I'm going to re-prime it again, right? And then once it's primed again and block sanded a second time, that sealer that's on the bottom of the hood for Big Mama, I'm going to seal the car with that. And then once I get the spoiler that I want, which it looks like this spoiler, but it kind of sits up kind of like the second gen Camaros, right? So once I get that spoiler and then get all this, sorted out and perfectly 100% smooth, then she'll go in for paint. I'm also gonna see what I want to change the hood. I'll put a poll maybe of hood ideas and what I want to do for the hood, but that's not what we're here for tonight. So unfortunately, when I was priming the car, I masked everything off except two things that are quite mundane, but when you look at them, it looks really goofy. The exhaust tips. Yep. Forgot to mask off the exhaust tips. So I got some plastic here. I'm going to mask off the back of the car, and then I'm going to hit these with some grill paint real quick and make them black again. Grill paint I'm going to use because it's high heat. It's heat resistant. It's actually really good stuff. I use it on headers at the advice of a really good friend of mine. So just your Rust-Oleum high heat. I figure if I can use it on headers, and headers get up to like 400-500 degrees plus or minus, right? If I could use this on headers and it works, because I did use it on Big Mama's headers, then we should be good to go for two little tailpipes out the back. So without further ado, I'm going to mask off the back of the car, sand the pipes down real quick, and get to painting. Cue the speed up music. So originally, I was going to just fold this down and, let it ride. But I didn't want to mess up the top of my pipes here. So I decided to tape it and seal it to the bumper. So now the whole car is, well, the back half anyway, is covered. And I can now scuff and then paint my exhaust tips. It looks like once upon a time these used to be chrome, and eventually this whole muffler is going to have to be replaced. So I'm not really too incredibly concerned. So now that they're scuffed, it's time to hit them with some paint. There you go. Now as you can see, they look a lot better this way. Even as they dry, they're going to dry to like a flat light black, right? But this still looks way better than having them be primer. And if I don't like the way they dry, I can go over it with some high heat engine paint and a semi-gloss or a gloss if I really wanted to. But I think the light black, the light charcoal black gray-ish color is going to be perfectly fine for what I'm doing. So for now, I'm going to install my LED bulbs. I got these off Amazon. That's the part number. And we can do a review. So basically what it is it comes in two separate pieces. I got the sockets, and then unfortunately it comes with bulbs separate, which I'm hoping means that since I bought two sets, just in case I have one or two that's bad, they're only like $11 and they have 4 stars. So we'll see how they work, and I'll make a review too as well. I mean, it's something you can try. I'm hoping that these bulbs will go in the stock sockets for my shift plate and for my heater controls, and that way everything's the same brightness. So without further ado, let's get inside the car and start taking it apart. So seeing as I've had this cluster out of here a few times before, this is actually pretty straightforward taking it apart. You're going to need a T30 Torx bit, and I usually put that on an extension on my 3/8 drive ratchet. Alright. So in order to get this down, you've got bolts right here. So you have basically bolts here, 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 up here, and up here. So there we go. So you notice that I have to take this trim piece off, but I got my headlight switch here, unfortunately. So if you reach around up in here, just reach up in here, and it comes out. Okay, now that beeping is gone, so it's the 2 bolts that are in this tab and this tab, this tab, and this tab right here, and then the rest is these push pins. Okay, got to deal with your cigarette lighter and your rear defroster switch. So get that pins out. There we go. Ouch, that was great. Oh yeah, take your column, put your column all the way down as far as it'll go. And your trim piece comes off, be very careful with it. It's plastic and probably very fragile. It means it's Italian. Okay, 99% of the GM cars I've come across have this button. Okay, I'm going to point it out and make an arrow, but it's this button's right here. Where my finger was. It's a little spring button right there. Okay, you push that and then you pull this out and it comes right out. Super easy. Alright, to remove the gauge cluster, it is only 4 bolts. There's 2 down here. And then you just take this and you twist it out. Old bulb, new LED. Do that for all 10, and we'll put it in and give it a test whirl, see how it goes. So as you can see, this is yellow, this is yellow, and now these are green because the white LEDs are so bright. That's a problem. It's not a problem if I can get an LED in here, and that makes this green and this green as well. I should have bought yellow LEDs, but me thinking that these bulbs have no what we call bulb condoms, like Kit has little red slip-on covers that go over these. We call them bulb condoms, and that's what makes his gauge cluster red. I figured that the natural tinting of this combined with the incandescent bulbs would keep this a nice yellow color. However, I did not think that the LEDs were going to be that like pure white, bright color that was just going to wash the backing out and make this green. I'm not opposed to the green. Like, it's nice and bright. I can see all my gauges. I think it looks clean. But if I can't get it to match this and this, then there's no real point. I'm going to put the incandescent bulbs back in there and order yellow LEDs. Well, as you can see, I have gone back to incandescent bulbs. I did find some yellow LEDs on Amazon that I'm probably going to buy next month sometime. So I am going to go ahead and installation opposite removal the interior here, and then once that's done, we'll unmask the back of the car and check out the pipes, see how the exhaust tips turned out. Installation opposite removal. Well, there we have it. She's all put back together. All the gauge lights work. This works. That works. When you turn the key on, all those lights work. So I think that's pretty successful. Unfortunately, you know, you win some, you lose some. You try something new, and you know, sometimes it doesn't work out. That's fine, no big deal. Those LED bulbs are probably going to find their way into my truck, because my truck the dash just lights up on that. There's no specific color. So yeah, those will probably find their way. Plus, my truck could use to be a little bit brighter. The gauge lights are kind of dim. So that's fine. No big deal. I'm not mad. But let's see how the tailpipes turned out. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh yeah. I like that. I like it that a lot. Yeah, so we didn't get much done, but we got a lot done. Right? Oh, actually, so I do have a Bluetooth radio in here for Bluetooth calling. And I used to have the microphone right here, but I rewired and moved everything, and now it's up here, so it's closer to me when I talk. Because I was getting complaints that people couldn't hear me when I was talking. So I figure, you know, I read the instructions finally, and it said, put it on the visor. Go figure. So, yeah. Hopefully that fixes that problem. So, like, subscribe, bell notification, all that stuff. Come back to see us. Stay classy. Keep the hammer down. I'm Paulie, and I'll see you later.